In the early 1960s, the American band The Beach Boys were at the height of their fame, having started as a family garage band, now one of the biggest bands on the scene. Their music was distinctly and overtly Californian. Songs like Surfin' Safari, Surfin' USA, and Surfer Girl hit the charts hard. But by the late 1960s, the group's momentum faltered. As with all good bands, they did a lot of drugs and had a lot of sex, especially approaching the 70s. And the drive to get high and then get down was probably why in 1968, while driving his hot little car down a dark Malibu road, Beach Boy Dennis Wilson stopped to pick up two hitchhikers, Patricia Krenwinkel and Ella Jo Bailey. Over the next 2 days, they would hang out at his home on Sunset Boulevard, do LSD, and I'm assuming fuck. Patricia and Ella Jo told him all about what they were doing in California, which was basically being hippies. They had met this guy who'd really opened their minds, and they were super lucky because the universe aligned perfectly that they should be there to meet him around the time his 12-year prison sentence had ended. What fortuitousness. The following day, when Dennis returned home from a recording session, he got out of his car to find Patricia, Ella Jo, and about 10 other women now living in his house. With their guru, who was waiting in the driveway, Dennis approached the man and quite reasonably asked him if he was planning on hurting him, likely because in that case, he would have just driven away and bought a new house with his Beach Boy money. And the man responded by getting on the ground, and once on all fours, Charles Manson simply kissed Dennis Wilson's feet. Welcome back to Respect the Dead, the podcast where we don't.
Sweaty, it's no surprise that everybody celebrated your demise, and now worms are eating your eyes. So don't you worry your rotten head as you sleep in your sodden bed. It's time to respect the dead. It's time to respect the dead. It's time to respect the dead.
Oh my God. Okay. So like the second you mentioned the Beach Boys, I was like, it's a Manson episode. It's a fucking Manson episode.
I knew you would know. You always know.
But I don't actually know that much about him. I obviously know about, the murder, but
yeah. We're actually going to talk the least about the murder than everything else. Like I'm interested in the
we're not
weird
a true crime
life.
podcast.
Yeah. I'm into like the cult shit. I want to
know about this shit. Freak.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is just like when I did Coco the Gorilla and I started with Robin Williams and you're like, it's Coco. Like, fuck, I hate her.
It's just because we're twins and we're like aligned. So like, I'm like, you triggered the memory that you implanted in my brain already.
Well, you do know that I would never be like, let's talk about the Beach Boys. Why the fuck would I care?
No. Also, I don't think any of them has done anything like particularly bad, have they?
Not really.
Although we don't just do bad people.
No,
I guess
but
one of them was really interesting.
I doubt it. I doubt it very much.
I think they just released like one banger album that inspired a bunch of people.
It was like two banger albums, and both of them were like, I don't know. It wasn't like the Beatles, who will also come up. It was like this is music that I can listen to while I'm hanging out at the beach. But
totally.
I don't think anybody cared in the same. I'm sure some people were weird little fans, but I don't think, despite them being huge, I don't think it was the same vibe as the diehard stands.
I think Pet Shop Sounds is supposed to be like, it's a big deal because it like inspired a bunch of people. You know what I mean? Like the way the Velvet Underground is like not as popular a band, but like everybody was at that one show.
Okay, before we start, I want to add a disclaimer. All the usual trigger warnings for Respect the Dead. So sexual assault, abuse, murder, suicide, just the usual Respect the Dead stuff. But this is a content warning for the sicko nerds in the audience who want to get into the comments and be like, actually, this happened slightly before the other thing that you mentioned, and you said them out of order. I literally don't care. Facts mean nothing to me. If you want, if you want to read books about this, the books I read, you can get them from the show notes. If you want to listen to facts without commentary, this is not the episode for you. We're here to have fun.
Sometimes a chronological telling of a story is not the most interesting narrative. Like sometimes you got to jump around a little bit.
Okay, so one thing I will say, everything we know about him is mostly from several different books that all have conflicting and contesting information, some of which the books snipe at each other.
I love that. That's cute.
It was actually,
I love petty grievances.
And some of them was like intentionally like calling each other out. Like the intro to one book was just about his interaction with the author of Helter Skelter, the like most famous book, and about how he was hiding things and he knew the real truth. So like, I have no idea what happened. I know what Wikipedia says happened, what these books says happened, and what Charles Manson says happened. And the truth is in there somewhere.
Yeah. And okay, so this is also, this kind of like intersects with like not common criticism, but something that comes up in the comments sometimes. Kaylin and I are not historians. Like we always drop our sources. We mention our sources several times. We didn't do any primary research. We read some books. We watched some documentaries. We're just having fun here.
If you're fucking lucky.
Yeah, we're like two friends who are just talking about things that we find interesting, and we thought that was funny enough and interesting enough conversation that we turned it into a podcast. Please don't come for us for not having perfect primary, like for not doing primary research. Like,
and also, I don't like to get too meta about it, but the point of the podcast is not to educate you.
Educate.
Yeah, it's not to educate.
Imagine.
It's not to enlighten. It is to entertain. This is not even edutainment. This is just entertainment. Eventually, I'm just going to start making up people whole cloth and just telling you a little story.
We got to do the April Fool's episode.
I don't know if we've ever mentioned this, but eventually they're going to be so mad that there's like 10 minutes of us rambling before any of this starts.
Welcome to the podcast, bitches. If you don't like it, go watch a different podcast.
Yeah, this is parasocial entertainment. Yeah. This is if you want to hear two dumb bitches talk. This is not if you want to learn anything.
And if you want more, get the morgue. If you want more, subscribe to our Patreon and get the morgue.
Or if you want to learn something, go to the fucking library and read the book yourself, you lazy ass. Okay, this is pretty bonks right from the start, and it's giving a lot of the L. Ron Hubbard nonsense. So let's get into it.
You meet one cult leader, you meet them all, you know?
Like, honestly, and they're all connected. Playbook. I'm doing all the cult leaders. You know, I am
Do
going
you feel a little crazy?
Only a little. Slowly trying to go through every single cult leader. I have like a whole list. Like this is my passion. And this is the perfect podcast for it because there's no good cult leaders.
No, it's so fun to hear about them dying.
Okay.
And a lot of them are dead.
First, let's start with him being born, and we'll get there eventually. Charles Millis Maddox was born in 1934 to a 16-year-old mom at Cincinnati General, a 16-year-old Kathleen Maddox. Maddox is such a good last name.
Maddox is a great name.
I know. Okay, his birth certificate just said Manson, which feels incredibly ominous in hindsight.
Yeah.
His birth dad was a guy named Colonel Walker Scott. And when Kathleen told him she was pregnant, he was like, I'm so sorry, but I have to leave on pressing military business. It wasn't until much later that she would realize that, one, he was not coming back. Two, he was not a colonel. His first name was Colonel, and he was not in the military.
Oh my God, he used that line all the time.
I know.
You know,
I have to go on pressing military business. Amazing.
The military is sending me to pick up milk at the corner store. I'll be right back.
He was unsurprisingly a con artist, which on this podcast we stand almost as much as stolen valor. So like he has everything.
That's right.
He was also already married and returned to his wife. So I guess he was just doing the right thing by abandoning his pregnant mistress and honoring the the sacred bonds of his marriage.
It's so true. He was being an honorable man.
Yeah. So he left, and before little Charles Maddox was born, she'd already married someone else, a dry cleaner named William Manson. I love a man who smells like bleach. Like, that's just... Like, I bet he smelled
like
really
laundry,
good.
fresh laundry. I love when I'm out running and I run past like an apartment building and I know I've run
And
past
the
the room.
exhaust is...
The room where the laundry is, and I smell like it smells like exhaust and like laundry detergent.
I only love Gain, but that's if I'm out there walking by a house and I smell Gain, I'm like, that's nice.
Oh,
These people got taste. If I were to rob one of these houses, it'd be you.
They need to make a Gain candle.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. I'm just gonna put like a dryer
candle.
sheet inside like a little like tea strainer and wear it around my neck
Good idea.
so I can smell it
Good
at all
idea.
times.
Yeah.
You can use that, Gain. So we don't really know much about him other than he was kind of a twink.
Oh, cute. Was it a lavender marriage or like was he actually a twink?
No, he was just skinny and tall and white.
It actually would have been really adorable if it was a lavender marriage where she was like, you know, I'm 16 and pregnant. The guy abandoned me, and her gay best friend was like, well, why don't we get married?
I'd love to play house with you.
Yeah.
I'll be the daddy and you be the mommy.
But sometimes we switch.
Okay, that's adorable, actually. And would explain why Manson was so fucked up if his parents were homosexuals.
It's so true.
So mommy liked to drink, which we also stan.
Oh, yeah,
and
me too.
She'd go out partying with her brother Luther, which, again, the names
really
in this are like very good.
Yeah. Luther Maddox. That's a great name.
I know. Her mother was an intensely Christian woman who hated her daughter doing whorish things like dancing. So Kathleen would wait till she was like and getting pregnant.
Out of wedlock. Yeah.
Well, she probably did that because her mother was such a prude about dancing.
Yeah.
She was rebelling.
Let your girls dance.
So Kathleen would like hide between like in a little space between like the fridge and the counter or something and like jitterbug while her mom was like out of sight.
That's
which
unhinged.
is really fucking insane.
Yeah.
More insane than just not dancing.
Yeah. Could you not like go out to the woods or something? Do it in your room with the door closed? In the bathroom?
I know. Maybe you know what? That's probably the only place there was a radio back then.
In the kitchen.
You would have like one radio in the kitchen. So of course once Charlie was born, she was going out with Luther, they'd have to drop him off somewhere and get lit the fuck up, which is definitely part of why her husband ended up divorcing her. We know that he cited gross neglect of duty, although I'm not sure if that's because she wasn't raising her child or if in 1939 a husband could like sue his wife for not scrubbing the shit stains out of his underwear.
Probably both.
I was like, both are equally likely. Yeah.
I assume both.
Like gross neglect of duty, and it's like dinner's not on the table when he gets home.
And then also she's neglecting her child, but also I'm hungry.
She's neglecting her two children, me and her child. So he was done with them, but Charles got to keep his last name, which I think is cute. In the summer of 1939, Kathleen and her brother went on a crime spree and got themselves locked up for 5 and 10 years respectively for assaulting and robbing.
Oh, I mean, I think it's really cute when siblings have like this really close relationship.
I know.
You know,
you don't see that really.
You really don't.
Maybe I'm so
Especially
like Reddit pilled,
siblings.
but it seems like they fight a lot. Lots of drama between them, jealousy. Although I guess they weren't really adults when this happened, but they were adults when they got out of jail. So
they were teens when it happened.
Yeah.
I don't blame her as much for neglecting her duties.
Oh my God. And her creepy little baby named Manson. Why would you want to be around that child? He sounds like he has horrible vibes. So Charles was shipped off to live with an aunt and uncle in West Virginia. And when Kathleen got paroled in 1942, Charles described her return as the happiest time in his life, which I don't know if that says like more about his life than her return, because she wasn't like excited to see him or whatever. Like,
yeah.
She had just gotten out of prison. Like, I'm sure she wanted to not have to deal with somebody else. Like,
yeah. She was like, I'm free. Oh,
right. The
Oh, right.
child. When they moved to Charleston, where Charles just ditched school while Kathleen started going out again, which, to be fair, I think the school is probably fine with, given that, like Buffy, he had set one of his schools on fire, only he did
Oh,
it at
yeah.
9 years old. So him being like, I'm not coming back here anymore. It's like when someone in the comment section is like, I hate you. You're a piece of shit. I'm never watching your
Yeah.
channel again. It's like, oh no.
Oh, so say
Oh, well, good luck.
you just lost yourself a subscriber. And then you go to their channel and it's all like playlists of Jordan Peterson videos. It's like, oh,
Oh my God, I
okay.
got a comment. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was on my PhD video. And someone was like, was really enjoying this until you took a dig at Joanne, who is only doing everything in her power to protect the rights of women and girls. And I'm like, sorry, you came onto this faggot's video and expected that I liked JK Rowling? It's insane. Like, that's on you. You should be forced to watch straight people's content. So Mama was then arrested for grand larceny, but somehow dodged jail, which is impressive. And honestly, a great skill to pass on if your children are like monsters.
Yeah, if your kid's going to be a criminal, at least teach them how to be a good one.
Teach them something they can use.
That's when I have a baby, that's all I want is to be like, I don't care what you do with your life. I just want you to be the best at it you can possibly be. And I want to give you the tools to be the best at it you can possibly be.
And that's why I bought you this practice lockpick set. So they moved to Indianapolis, where Kathleen met an alcoholic at AA, which I guess is a really great place to meet alcoholics if you're looking for one.
Yeah, I read a book where they recommended that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lewis Woodson Cavender Jr., which is a very fancy name
That's
for
a
what I
long
assume
name.
was a lovely man. And they fell in love, which I've always said rehab is for lovers. She
So
married
true.
him. Actually,
It's like
that's
Virginia
really
in
cute.
that way.
That's actually really cute merch. Somebody
Rehab is for lovers. We gotta make merch. Come on.
I have the new merch site up for me and it's really good. So I'm going to switch us over at some point.
Perfect. Whoever is keeping track of the spreadsheet, send it to us.
Of various t-shirts and things that we said we needed, please send that to us. Yeah. Because I'm not
We're
going
gonna look
back.
down at it and be like, what the fuck does that
What
even
the
mean?
hell does that even mean? What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even that?
So they get married in 1943. In 1947, at 13, Charles is sent to the, what I think is Gibault School, but it could be Gibalt because it's in Indiana, which is basically a reform school for bad boys run by Catholic priests who believed discipline meant beatings with wood paddles or leather straps.
So like how you take a bad boy and you make him worse.
Yeah. And then Manson, surprisingly, was like, being beaten for my inherent sin is literally not my vibe, and ran away, opting to live like a raccoon in the woods and anywhere else that didn't involve corporal punishment, which is also extremely fair.
So at this point, he has what, like a fifth grade education?
Oh, he's illiterate as hell. He made his way back to his mom at his aunt and uncle's place and let him stay for Christmas. But then after Christmas, returned him to the school like an ugly present from a family member you hate. They were like, oh, I got this for Christmas, but I hate it.
I kept the receipt.
I don't want this in my house. I don't know why you bought me this cat lamp. So he stays there for a year before piecing out to Indianapolis. And that year, he did his first on-the-record crime of robbing a grocery store because he wanted a snack, which is, I think, very fair.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes him seem like he was just hungry. He's a very
Well,
like
I
a Jean
imagine he
Valjean
was
figure.
very hungry
Yeah.
because at this point he was homeless. And he was like, I get it. If I want a snack, if I want a premium plus salted top cracker,
Go
I'll
get
rob someone too.
Yeah.
And
Go
I'd
get
burn
it.
down a school for it. But while he was robbing them, he also found a cigar box with over $100 and decided that was also
Oh.
pretty tasty.
That rocks. Yeah.
So he used the cash to rent a room and stock up some food for his fridge, which feels very responsible because I would have bought like a Tiffany lamp or something. I was like carrying around with me.
Oh my God, like only $100 though for Tiffany. I mean, I assume a faux
back
Tiffany
then.
lamp, right? Oh yeah.
Oh, back then and
Oh,
faux
yeah. Oh my
Tiffany
God.
lamp.
$100 would be so much.
$100, 1947 today. That would be like 1500. So like, yeah,
Nice. Oh my God.
we are in our felony. We are getting felonious.
We're getting a little felonious.
My Tiffany stained lamp. And to be fair, you can probably eat one of those if you want to. I'm not saying it's like nutritious or like safe, but don't knock it till you've tried it.
They look like you could suck on them like candy.
That's true.
You know, just
like lollipops. Oh my God, like a delicious lollipop Tiffany stained glass lamp.
Oh my God, Tiffany, we are giving you ideas here. Like, is
Tiffany,
it instead of like a fruit basket for like Mother's Day or whatever?
Break off shards of the like candy glass.
Gorgeous.
So Manson tried living the straight life, doing like non-crime things, delivering messages for Western Union. I thought you meant like
not gay. I was like, oh my God, was he gay?
Oh, he's very bi. He's very, very bi.
Oh, cute. So he did try living the straight life and decided it wasn't for him.
Yeah. I think it's in here somewhere, but just in case, his quote was like people are like toilets. I don't care which one I use.
Okay. That's disgusting, but also iconic.
Like the grossest like bi pride slogan. It's giving Jerry Blank from Strangers with Candy. Like it is like real sicko behavior. So he started working for Western Union delivering messages, which is kind of scary because it feels like spooky to imagine him like working at a job. Like what are you doing here participating in society?
Houses. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that too. I wasn't even thinking about it from that perspective. I was just like, I felt like it would be like walking into Sephora and seeing like a pelican working behind the counter. It's like, that's fine or whatever. I'm not judging, but
there.
like we all feel like this is weird, right? Like we can at least all agree that this is weird.
I'm imagining answering your door and he's just like standing there with a telegram.
The fucking jump scare I got just from you saying that and me obviously being stoned and picturing opening the door in his fucking face.
In his face there. And then he's like, it's a singing telegram, so I'm going to sing for you.
He did sing a lot.
He loved music, didn't he? He was a big fan of music.
I'm going to send you a photo of when he was a wee boy. Oh, this is him as a kid.
He was a cute little boy.
Yeah. And then really cute in his boy. Like around the time we're getting to now, I think he's probably like early 30s in this one here. Like he wasn't scary yet.
Not totally scary. You can get away with so much if you're like a mildly attractive white guy.
And he will.
Yeah. He really needed somebody, like I love a man with a lot of hair, but he really did need somebody to add some layers in because right now it's like a page boy shape. It's like a triangle. Like as a fellow thick-haired girly, you have to cut in some layers, buddy.
It's like he didn't even care.
I know. Which is like okay if you don't have stuff to work with, but if you have thick hair, it's like a waste of glorious hair to have it look ugly.
As someone who was stripped of my beautiful hair, if I had that thick hair, it's basically a hate crime, at least in Canada.
Probably the worst thing he's done. But let me hear more.
We'll figure it out by the end. Luckily, he realized, like what we all learned eventually, that crime is more fulfilling than minimum wage. So he started boosting his income with theft, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, he got caught. And in 1949, a judge with a soft spot sent him to Boys Town, a juvenile facility in Omaha, Nebraska. But like,
that's such a cute name for Judy.
Town?
Boys Town.
It's very like Town. It's giving like The Outsiders. Like the vibe of it is so funny. And also, there's got to be at least 3 gay bars in like each state named Boys Town.
Oh, totally. Also, it sounds like the place where they send all of the little boys to in Pinocchio. I can't remember what it's actually called, but where they all turn into donkeys. Boys Town.
Yes. The movie's not okay. 4 days into his Boys Town rebrand, Manson and a kid named Blackie Nielsen got their hands on a gun and stole a car because why not?
I don't like that name. Why did they name him that?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Also, it sounds like just spitballing here, but it sounds like every attempt to correct delinquent behavior by further punishing people just makes them worse. Sending them all to facilities where a bunch of bad kids are together just makes them worse.
You would think that at some point they would realize that this was not working.
Yeah.
But I think there's another 3 or 4 more boys' schools that he gets sent to after this
Jesus
one.
Christ.
Fucking insane.
Not to be an advocate for like soft parenting or whatever, but like maybe if he just had like love and a little less neglect, he wouldn't have been such a piece of shit.
There's no way to know. It's not like any of this could ever be studied. So they steal the car. They commit 2 armed robberies en route to Illinois, heading to his friend's uncle's house, who conveniently was a professional thief.
Oh,
Right?
it runs
Very
in the
handy.
family. It's a family business.
Uncle Crime, I don't actually know his
Uncle
name,
Crime.
took them in like a evil Giles kind of vibe and allegedly started training them in the ways of felony.
This is so Oliver Twist.
I know. His crime spree ended,
literally Dodger School.
the way that he goes through like all of the iconic periods in Americana, like he's a poor little black and white orphan, goes all the way to like the flower power era.
What a time to be alive.
Like you could make a completely different movie in a completely different like genre and time period for each decade of his life, because he's like really went through them.
That would be a cool anthology.
I actually would.
Somebody connect us with Netflix or Nebula or whatever.
Or Manson.
Give us money. The Manson series, the Manson anthology.
And it's just like a really like girl boss movie, series of movies about like a bisexual man.
Scrappy little bisexual.
Who was neglected. Yeah, scrappy little bisexual orphan. He was caught 2 weeks later after his crime spree during a nighttime store raid. An investigation linked him to the earlier robberies, so he was promptly shipped off to another boys' school for naughty boys. This one, a hardcore reform school near Plainfield that specialized in straightening out young delinquents, or like, I don't know, trying to. I don't imagine being yelled at and made to eat like mud while wearing camo or whatever actually makes anyone a more productive member of society.
It just makes you more violent.
Which is probably contributed to, and content warning for SA for the next like 2 minutes. At that boys' school, Manson was allegedly raped by other students, with a staff member cheering them on.
Oh my God.
Which, what a gross way to go to hell.
Yeah.
He was also repeatedly beaten and sexually assaulted. So naturally, he tried to escape like he did at the other places. And he tried 18 times, which is,
oh my God,
fucking wild.
I mean, you would just keep,
why would you stop?
You would either keep
like,
trying or resign yourself to dying.
Yeah.
Like,
so
oh
he
my
tried
God.
to, it's insane. He came up with this thing to protect himself called the insane game, where he would like screech and grimace and flail his arms and scream like a banshee anytime anyone came near him to like scare off the stronger kids. Because he was
explaining a lot of
small.
his behavior.
Yeah. But he was like
he's
tiny.
a gangly little guy.
Yeah.
How tall was he? Do you know?
5'4".
Oh my gosh,
sure.
he's my height.
I swear he was 5'4". Hold on. I might have been thinking about Fred Trump. I remember looking up height.
I think the Trumps are quite tall.
This article. Yes, Charles Manson was short, but he wasn't 5'2". He has a quote. Everyone says I'm 5'2". When I was arrested, I was 5'7". Then I went down to 5'6". Then I went down to 5 foot. By the time that you all die, I will be about 3 feet tall. Okay, well, let's split the diff and say like 5'4" is probably not that off.
Roughly my height. I'm sure he's shrunk a little bit from old age and also malnutrition.
Oh yeah, he probably didn't grow because of malnutrition. So after several failed jailbreaks, he finally escaped in February 1951 with 2 other boys. The trio robbed gas stations and tried driving to California in stolen cars, which not the best plan, but what else are you going to do? They're arrested in Utah, ending their joyride. And since they crossed state lines in a stolen car, Manson got hit with a federal charge and was sent to the National Training School for Boys in Washington, D.C. Why are there so many schools for boys in America? This is insane.
We are just like, also these officials or these judges who keep sentencing him to this are just like stepping on a field of rakes. Just like Felford again award.
They're like, I know what will help him. We got to send him to a boys' school.
God damn it.
So this one, I think, is a little more special case. Like, there was actually like caseworkers and people there who were doing like mental evaluations and stuff, testing their education. It's just like punishment based. And not that it was good, but like from what I've seen, this is the first time anybody even had a psychiatrist speak to him, which is wild. Upon arrival, he took aptitude tests. Results said he was illiterate, but had an IQ of 109, which, I don't know, more proof that IQ is made up to sell Scantron sheets or whatever. Like those little bubble forms that you fill in, like
Scantrons.
Yeah, they were pushing IQ hard. I actually don't know the average IQ. I've never cared.
Yeah, I was like, is 109
between 85
good?
and 115. It's like right in the middle.
So I guess their finding is like, oh, he shouldn't be illiterate, but he is. And it's like, well, he's illiterate because he didn't go to school. Like,
yeah, he tried to bring it down, in fact.
Literacy is not a measure of intelligence.
Yeah,
I mean,
and all the like
IQ, but
the boys' schools he went to were like too busy like beating him and assaulting him to like teach him how to fucking read. His caseworker at the school labeled him aggressively antisocial, which I feel two ways on.
Yeah.
Understatement of the decade on like one side. But on the other side, I think if you end up starting a cult, I think maybe you're aggressively social.
You just can't be alone.
Like he's aggressively antisocial behavior, but like is very social and like very charismatic.
He is an extrovert.
Yeah. In October 1951, a psychiatrist recommended the now 17-year-old Manson be transferred to Natural Bridge Honor Camp, a minimum security facility in Virginia, basically like rehab with fewer locks. Like they wanted to give him a little more time and space. Yeah. And because I think they get out at 18 when you're going to like boys' school. I think after that, they might send you to prison.
For sure.
Because it's like juvie, right? And then they age you out into prison. But like it seems like people gave him a lot of chances, not like chances in the way that privileged opportunities. But it seems like there's several different points where he could have done something different and didn't. But I haven't seen anything until what I'm about to say that sounds like he did something that is like out of the norm for someone who went through what he went through. I'm not a Manson apologist, guys. Calm down in the comments. There's no justification, but like, no, it makes sense.
I also like, I've been a little bit sympathetic towards him, but like, yeah, like this is how a monster is made, right?
Yeah. I like, people do like to believe that like, it's like a evil little baby that gets born and grows up to be like an evil old man. It's just like, he was always a psychopath. And it's like, no, baby. Babies aren't born wanting to like start cults and hurt people. Like that is there's no bad seed. I was about to say that's nurture, and I'm like, well, if I had to choose between nature and nurture, I would say it's nurture, but I would not call what happened to him nurture.
Yeah. The absence of nurture.
He just had too much nurture. What an ugly word. I don't want to say that again. It feels weird in my mouth. So his aunt visited and promised to house him and help him find a job and get back on his feet before his upcoming parole hearing in a few months. So there was a chance that he was getting out in February 1952. But then in January, Manson, still 17, asked another guy in the showers if he wanted to have a fuck. The guy refused and Manson assaulted him. In his own words, I picked up a razor blade off the floor and said, if we get caught, I'll just tell them I made you do it. So he let me do it. Maybe he thought I was going to cut him.
Maybe.
Maybe. And somebody did come in and the guy was like, he's raping me. I don't believe I'm never going to hear like Manson be like, listen, who knows if it was rape?
I mean,
I'm just
it
gonna
was rape.
go. I don't think you or I know you can never pick up a razor blade and hold it to someone and then be like, no, I think he really secretly wanted it. He was just playing along.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not how
I
that works.
convinced him while holding a razor blade. Yeah.
I convinced him to consent while holding the razor blade of consent.
Also, okay, again, not defending Manson here, but like one of the ways you make a rapist is like by raping them about, like, he learned that
that's
sexual
how he learned.
violence
Yeah.
is sex. So he was like, so I'm going to force myself on you.
Yeah, I read a quote from him, and this isn't verbatim, but it was something like, people say I raped them, but everybody gets raped. It's no big deal. You get raped, you get over it. It's just a like part of life. And I was like,
that's a real rape victim thing to say.
Yeah.
And some of those rape victims go on to rape other people.
Yeah, and I was about to say, and a real rapey thing to say.
Yeah, and a real rapey thing.
This is why we have a blanket trigger content warning for Respect the Dead, by the way.
Yeah,
if this is your first episode.
We discuss horrible things.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't your first episode. This is a little advanced. Dip your toe in with something else.
Yeah, maybe like a theme park
Fred
one
Phelps or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's the quote. Manson once said, "Sex to me is like going to the toilet. Whether it's a girl or not, it doesn't matter. I don't play that girl guy shit. I'm not hung up in that game." I'm not hung up in that game as
what an iconic little piggy.
Sex to me is like going to the toilet. He's like,
to
I'm
me
just
is like
dropping a
going to
load
the
off.
toilet. Yeah.
I don't care. Like,
That's
oh, you gotta mail something.
disgusting.
I don't care what mailbox I use. Fucking insane.
I slipped the mail in either way.
There it goes. Now it's gone. Do what I wanted to do.
Got it done. That is unhinged.
Just sex to me is like going to the toilet is going to like ever since writing this script, every time I go to the toilet, I hear that in my head. And I'm like, no, I have not smoked enough weed to get rid of it yet.
If he wasn't like a rapist, that like if you read me that quote like out of context, I'd be like, is that from like a John Waters movie? Like,
see, yeah. Like if you didn't know, it would be okay. But knowing that the way he's
it wouldn't be
referring to
okay. It wouldn't be okay. I'd be like, what disgusting person said that? That's hilarious.
Well, I don't know.
What John Waters character said that?
I would probably be okay with it because it sounds like something like a disgusting gay piggy would say.
Yeah, it's very piggy
But okay,
coded.
to be fair, if somebody said that to me, I would not have sex with them.
No.
I'd be like, well, then you can go use the toilet.
Yeah. That is something someone with an unwashed asshole says.
Oh, absolutely. Sex to me is like going to the toilet. I do it in my pants.
It smells like blue cheese down there. Like,
I'm vegan. Stop it. As you can imagine, him being caught committing rape with a knife
lengthened his sentence.
Did not look good at the parole hearing in like 3 weeks. So he was not paroled. Mm-hmm. He was transferred to the Federal Reformatory in Petersburg, Virginia, where he racked up 8 serious disciplinary offenses very quickly, including 3 involving homosexual acts, which are also possible sexual assaults.
They did not like that back then. Yeah.
No.
They didn't care if it was rape.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would assume it would be a disciplinary offense either way. And likely there wouldn't be enough of a difference between sexual assault and homosexuality or homosexual acts to like differentiate between them on the forms. I don't know. I'm making this up, but what are you going to do? Sue me?
It's very likely that they caught him raping another boy and then they just wanted to punish both of them.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it.
So he was then sent to a maximum security reformatory in Ohio, where he was expected to stay until his 21st birthday in November 1955. Oh
my God, there's so many reformatories.
I know. It was a big business back then. You know what you don't see anymore?
Still is.
Reformatories and orphanages.
Yeah.
Like now they just send them straight to jail.
They go to foster homes and they do have those. Well, now reformatories are no longer like state reformatories. They're things for rich kids whose parents hate them. They go to the like camp for bad kids where they kidnap you in the middle of the night and because your parents don't like that you're gay or trans or whatever.
Or like Paris Hilton.
Yeah, or Paris Hilton.
The LGBTQ.
Gay, trans, Paris Hilton. The entire queer spectrum.
But somehow, while he was there, his behavior improved. Or they just gave up bothering to monitor him. But either way, he was released early in May 1954, so he's like 20, to live with his aunt and uncle in West Virginia. In January 1955, he married Rosie Jean Willis, a hospital waitress, because nothing says husband material like a recent parolee that said, rape isn't a big deal, just get over it.
They always meet a spouse so fast.
I know.
It's crazy. Like, I'm a little jealous because, like, I'll get the ick over something so small and I'll break up with somebody. But they find love in a matter of months.
I guess sometimes having standards is a curse that you put on yourself.
It's so true.
So October, he and his now pregnant wife arrive in LA in a stolen car from Ohio. And once again, if you're going to do it, steal a car, drive to the state line, leave the car, steal another car, then drive.
Welcome to Respect the Dead, the podcast where we teach you how to get away with crimes.
Well, at least avoid federal charges.
Sentences. Yeah, avoid federal charges.
Also, steal money and buy a car. It's much easier to steal a couple people's wallets and then go buy some junker somewhere than to get away with stealing an actual car. Because the police can be on the lookout for a car. Oh my God, yeah. Like the one thing they could identify you with back then is a license plate.
Was a car. Yeah, license plate.
They'd be like, I'm looking for this specific stolen car. Like, whereas like now they have little cameras everywhere. They can track you. I don't know if the police actually would do that unless you were like a communist or a person of color or something. But
yeah.
So once again, federal charges. And after a psychiatric evaluation, because of course, he was given 5 years probation. Being white really saved this man's ass time and time again.
5 years probation.
After all of that probation.
So what, did he just have to do some community service or something?
Well, that's what would have happened if he had followed the... I'm trying to give you his mug shot.
Oh, he cut his hair short.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they force you to.
I actually think he looks better with shorter hair.
Yeah, same. I think they force you to cut your hair at these military kind of. Yeah. But then his court hearing, which was scheduled to be soon, he just didn't bother going. And then was arrested in Indianapolis in March 1956, and they revoked his probation, and he was sentenced to 3 years in Terminal Island Prison in Los Angeles. And now we're going to take a little break.
This is why rich criminals have lawyers who tell you, like, all you have to do is just stay still for a couple of days, go to the court hearing, like, it's going to be fine. I'm going to argue your 5 years probation down to 3. And then you just got to chill for a couple of years. Let's get an ad for lawyers. Morgan & Morgan.
Oh my God. Did I ever tell you that they reached out to me to be a sponsor
they reached out to me
YouTube
too.
channel?
We could sponsor them on here. They're from Florida.
I would love that.
I would love them to. Low key.
Let's reach out to them.
They're kind of based. They're from Florida, and they had an office like where I grew up. And John Morgan was like a huge advocate for medical marijuana, which is like so hard to pass there. And he created a whole bunch of ads. Like they're low key like pretty cool, but they are personal injury lawyers, so they are like scum, but they're cool. They're cool scum.
But like, who is scum. It?
Yeah.
They're useful scum.
I like them. They're useful scum. They seem like pretty cool guys.
Okay, so let's get some ads for some scummy little lawyers. And then
scummy
we'll be right
little
back.
lawyers.
In September 1958, Manson was granted 5 years parole just in time for Rosalie to file for divorce. She was like, you're getting out? I'm also getting out of this marriage by perv.
Good for you, Rosalie.
Yeah. By November, Manson was already sex trafficking a 16-year-old girl and
Oh my
getting
God.
extra cash from another girl with rich parents. So he is using women at this point to fund all of his life instead of getting a fucking job.
Getting your friend with rich parents to give you money, I think is cool. Sex trafficking and emotional abuse, not so much.
Yeah. In September 1959, he pled guilty to trying to cash a forged U.S. Treasury check, which he claimed he swiped from a mailbox already forged. He was like, listen, I stole the check, yes,
Yeah.
but somebody else had forged it so that
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like a federal crime, or I don't know
Yeah.
what his reasening is, just like a lower sentence, I guess. But like,
If anything, Your Honor, I was scammed as much as the federal government. I am also a victim here.
And honestly, maybe the victim shouldn't have been asking for it, and they should have used direct deposit, which is much safer. I guess people in the 50s were just more stupider than I am.
Literally, you can do it on your phone, Charles.
Yeah. Pick up your phone
moron.
and register for direct deposit.
Stupid.
It's 1950, not 1850, okay? The forged check charge was eventually dropped, but not before things got dramatic in the courtroom. A sex worker named Leona Ray Candy Stevens made a tearful courtroom plea.
Name.
I know. Leona Ray Candy Stevens.
Leona Ray Candy Stevens. I already see she is wearing cowboy boots and cutoffs. Her hair is perfect. She's so cute.
To me, she looks like Ethel Cain in the Crush music video.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, I mean, obviously a little more polished because she's at court and she has to look her best. But
of course, she's wearing court cutoffs. Her
I'm
professional
wearing
cutoffs.
my court Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
So she makes a tearful courtroom plea claiming she and Charlie were madly in love and had plans to marry and have children, so he can't possibly go to jail. And the judge is like, that's fair. We do need people having babies. So here's your 10-year suspended sentence and probation.
Men are always worried about the fertility crisis.
Yeah. I can't believe having somebody in court be like, no, but I want to have his babies and get married is like, well,
but Daddy, I
you've
love him.
convinced me. It's just like my friend Rainbow Capitalism used to say before it died. Love wins temporarily.
Love wins.
They actually did get married.
I assumed that they did. Like, he would have had to at least do a little fake marriage. Yeah. The eyes are on you. The pressure is on. That gun
Candy
is
Manson.
that gun. That judge is standing there with a gun, with a shotgun.
Oh, absolutely. Manson took his wife, we're going to call her Leona, because I'm pretty sure Candy was like a stage name. Yeah. He took Leona and another woman to New Mexico to once again sex traffic them, which was again a cross-state crime. And this time, this man cannot commit a single crime that is not like he needs to cross those state lines or it just doesn't fucking do it for him.
Like, why can't you just stay in California? I'm here. It's mostly fine.
Oh. I thought you meant like, stay in California, baby. I'm here. What else do you need out there? Like, well, that's unhinged. And fun fact, you might not know this, but he's dead.
I forgot what podcast I was listening to.
The cross-state line sex trafficking got the FBI's attention. He was detained and questioned for violating the Mann Act, MANN, not like...
That's the one where you can't cross state lines.
For sex work, specifically. Yeah. But was released temporarily. He guessed the investigation wasn't over, so he vanished, violating his probation that he had been on, which is a classic move in the Manson playbook, is to like violate probation and run away and then running away from authorities that tell him like those people who are like the cops or FBI or whatever that show up and they're like, whatever you do, don't leave town. Manson's like, of course not. And they're like, put that bag down. He's like halfway out the window.
Sorry, I wasn't going to leave town, but once you said don't leave town, it's like all I can think about. It's like when you're on a diet and you're like, well, I can't have a cupcake, but now all I want is cupcakes.
Even if you don't even like cupcakes.
I know. I
last
don't even
night-
like leaving town, but I really want to leave town now.
Last night, all I could think about was getting a Hostess Ho-Ho. Never had it. Don't
I
want
hate
one.
that shit.
But
It was mentioned once.
and I haven't been able to think of anything since. Ugh. So
it's really on those cops for saying don't leave town.
actually, though, they started it.
They did.
In my defense, Your
They
Honor,
tempted him.
they started it. They brought it up first.
They brought it up first.
God, he loves it. You know, when you're signing up for service and it asks your interest and you have to tap on little bubbles like art and lifestyle and like violating my probation.
Yeah, he loves it.
It's a lot like that. In April 1960, he was formally indicted for violating the Mann Act. And after one of the women was arrested for doing sex work, Manson was busted in Texas in June and hauled back to LA. Since he had broken probation from his check cashing case, the court finally dropped the hammer and he was given 10 years, his full sentence, and was like, that's it. We're not doing this with you anymore. Like, you are not white enough for this.
No more probation that you can break immediately. Like,
yeah, we're done. Jail. That's 10 years, which is a long time. That's almost 10 years.
that is a long time. That's a really long time.
That's a whole lot. He missed, I guess there's like one decade.
A decade.
That one of the...
But you don't get to do the movie. Well, the movie's just, it takes place in a jail.
Prison.
I hope he did something interesting.
Yeah, actually. This is like probably
what was
one
he
of the...
getting up to?
Okay, so much. And like very, like good things mostly. Well, not mostly. Some of them. Well, good's a strong
One thing
word.
I will say for him is he's like super productive. Like, he
He's
didn't have
very
ADHD.
productive.
He's focused. He gets stuff done.
Except for his probation revocation. He was...
Again, that's
not-
just
he
because
was-
like...
He was not able to get that done.
No.
He was trying to like appeal that. But like, you're not going to get any more chances. I'm sure good to
Right.
try, I guess.
Yeah, he's still focused and driven, you know?
But it's like they always say, if at first you don't succeed, do not try again. In July 1961, he was transferred from LA County Jail to the U.S. Penitentiary at McNeil Island, Washington. And this prison had much better enrichment than his previous enclosures. Like,
does it have like a little hamster wheel he can run on?
close.
Like little blocks he can chew on?
He
On a
got
rope.
guitar lessons from none other than Alvin Creepy Karpis, whoever the fuck that is, leader of the infamous Barker Karpis gang. Because why not add like a mobster music mentor to his little jail time? And this guy,
That's kind of cool.
I'm in love with. He's not like hot, but he looks fucking scary, and I love it.
Oh yeah, those eyes
Scary as
are
hell.
haunted. They are haunted. He's seen shit, and he can shred on the guitar.
Yeah.
That music
He
comes
also-
from the soul, from the soul of a broken man.
He also scored the contact info in jail for Phil Kaufman, a Hollywood producer at Universal Studios, courtesy of a fellow inmate. And one of his prison buddies, do you know Danny Trejo, the actor?
Yeah, yeah.
Him.
Like
they-
literally him.
Literally him. Yeah. Okay, this man knew everyone.
They're friends. How
They
old is
were.
Danny Trejo? Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
he's old as hell. Well, Manson only died recently. Like,
I know he only died recently. Oh my god,
He's
Oh, yeah,
81.
he's 81.
he's
Holy
old
shit.
as hell. Yeah.
I knew he was older, but I didn't know he was like, bro's old.
Oh no, he's old
Born
as
in
hell.
44.
I had to Google that too because I was like, but like the one or like a one, like his
The one.
father or something.
I was waiting for you to finish that sentence. I was waiting for you to be like, his dad was in jail with Karpis at the same time.
No, it was like literally him, which is wild. And
That's
they
crazy.
bonded over their love of hypnosis.
Did it get them to stop committing crimes
No.
or stop smoking?
Like honestly, this prison sentence seems like the best thing to ever happen to him. Like
It sounds like
he
fucking
learned to
summer camp.
read, got to learn to play guitar. He made
Oh my
friends,
god,
got to
he learned
network.
to read.
Yeah. Oh my god, maybe I should go to prison. No, I don't think they let you go to Ethel King concerts. But they let you do other things I've done, like join Scientology, which they were super into him doing while he was there, because back then people thought Scientology was a religion.
Wait, was this prison in California?
Yes. Yeah.
Of course it was.
No.
We
Wait.
love. Oh wait, no, it wasn't?
No. He was transferred from LA County Jail to McNeil Island, Washington.
Okay, so still West Coast.
Yeah, but back like during this time, Scientology is like really having its heyday. Like she's getting around. Like this is
We love
1961. Like
Scientology. Yeah. Oh, he's like still kicking. Elron is.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he's
shit
still
is
fucking people.
wild right now.
He's having them bring him young girls to wave his limp dick at.
Oh God, I hate him so much. Unless you're watching this
Evil.
and you're from the Scientology conference I might be attending next week, in which I love him, and my name is Alexiander Rose. But yeah, fellow inmate Lanier Rayner introduced him to it, and by 1961, he had officially listed Scientology as his religion on prison forms. And you know, I actually do think that the world would be a better place if there were more Scientologists in prison. Maybe
too.
all of them even. Except for the children, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
We should actually free them from prison. And all the Scientologists that are currently in Scientologist prison should be freed.
The ones that are like enslaved on the Sea Org or whatever.
Yeah, there's like several compounds with like guard towers and tall walls with like barbed wire at the top and shit.
So cute that we just like allow this.
The religious freedom laws that gave me my goddamn PhD are the same things that is keeping these people in fucking prison right now. At some point, we're going to have to do an episode on Shelley Miscavige and just be like, we think anyway. We'll never find out, so we might as well do it now.
Do you think one day they'll when her natural life would have ended, do you think they'll make like a little press announcement saying she died?
Yeah, they'll be like, at the age of 125, Shelley Miscavige abandoned this body and went flew on to the next life.
Her planet.
Yeah. That's what they did with Elrod. Like they didn't say he died. They were just like, he was just done with his body and he just left. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure he had syphilis.
He molted. He molted.
Yeah.
Like a crab.
But he'll be back, don't worry. So Manson's mom decided to pretend to be a mother for like one hot minute and moved to Washington to be near him and got a job waitressing. She's an adult now.
Okay.
So maybe she did feel like, maybe I need to do something for him. So she worked near him. She came to see him. She gave money for like commissary. And she had said to the judges for him, I believe at this point, that if he was released, he could be released like into her, like as her like ward or whatever.
Custody, right.
Yeah. Although the Mann Act charge got dropped, I don't know why, his federal offense for trying to cash a stolen treasury check still stuck. His 1961 prison review said he had a tremendous drive to call attention to himself. Just like, lol. You should have started a YouTube channel.
Too. Yeah.
But he didn't.
Oh my God. If he had been born later, he would have like killed on YouTube.
He would have been a fucking...
He would have been PewDiePie.
He would have killed on YouTube. He would have... he would have murdered someone on his channel.
And it would have gotten millions of views before being taken down.
But he didn't start a YouTube channel because, again, people in the 1960s just weren't as smart as me.
They didn't know how to use their phones yet.
No. Boomers.
Stupid. Yeah, boomers.
Boomers didn't know their users' stupid fucking phones. We're going to get so many comments.
So many angry
from people
comments.
like, I don't understand how these stupid bitches are this dumb. How do they not know that cell phones weren't invented in the 1950s?
Cell phones didn't exist yet.
Oh yeah.
I've only gotten a handful so far, but like my joke in my latest video where I'm like, the Olympics got canceled in 1940. Not really sure why. I have gotten a few that are like, there was this little conflict called World War II. I haven't responded to any of them, but I really want to be like, oh my God, I've never heard of that before.
Slap them with the old tettles. Oh,
I've never heard of that
before. Actually, it's called World War I, and it happened a lot earlier. You seem to be confused. The report that they did on him, his prison review, gave Manson like a little bit of credit, saying that Scientology had given him insight into his problems, which I guess is like prison for he stopped stabbing things probably.
Okay.
But what I believe is that prison gave him the opportunity to learn about Scientology, and he recognized L. Ron Hubbard for what he was and started getting better at manipulating people and like playing the game, because this is around where he starts, because like he had also been sex trafficking women. So I imagine he'd already learned to convince people to do things they did not want to do, that were not in their best interests for him. Combine that with learning about Scientology and reading about like Dianetics and stuff like that. Like I absolutely believe he was thinking to himself like, oh, he's got it. This guy knows what he's doing, and he should clearly be in prison, and he isn't.
Yeah.
So I need to be doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
A 1964 Prison Review actually said the same thing, which is funny because maybe I'm a crazy pervert with shifty eyes and a love of crossing state lines in the act of a crime, but like you can't say I'm not consistent. Like, yeah, like I can't read. True. I'm antisocial. True. But at least I'm getting better by becoming a Scientologist.
Yeah. I'm trying to go clear by stabbing fewer people and sex trafficking fewer women. I took a stress test and they said it's really, really stressing me out.
That stress test is wild. When I went for mine, they told me all sorts of lies about myself and then ended each one with, but Scientology can fix that, and then moved on like extremely quickly. Like the people in your life hate you and they don't want to be around you and you make their lives worse. But we can fix that with Scientology.
Oh my gosh. The overlap between Scientology and estheticians is like so real. Like you have all these problems. I could fix that, but.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't gotten Botox yet, right? Sorry, that wasn't a question, but I can fix that.
I can fix that.
In 1963, Leona officially divorced him, but claimed they had a son, Charles Luther Manson, which can I just say is exactly what I would name my child if a demon came to me and said I was pregnant with the Antichrist.
Yeah. Like, Charles Luther Manson. Are you fucking kidding me? Satan himself.
So when he walks out of prison on March 21st, 1967, he had spent over half of his 32 years behind bars or in institutions. Most of that time was due to federal offenses, obviously, which come with longer sentences because of reasons I don't understand, because I'm a doctor, not a lawyer. But he didn't want to leave. Like by his last day, he was like, oh, no, you can't kick me out of my home.
Yeah, it's cool here.
This is my family. And this is my home.
Rights.
Yeah, this is my family home. Okay, we feel the way about Stardew Valley that he felt about prison. He was like, this is my cozy. This is my cozy
space. Yeah, this is just for me. This is for Charles time.
Yeah.
This is Charles time.
This is Charlie's time. After his release, Manson headed to LA and reportedly rubbed elbows with local Scientologists and partied with movie stars and completed 150 hours of Scientology auditing, which is like therapy, but not helpful. And you have to hold these weird little metal cans.
I've seen that. And it looks
yeah.
Does it shock you? It looks like it shocks you.
No, it basically measures how tightly you're squeezing it. But they won't tell you that.
It's like a lie detector test.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same technology, just like repurposed.
Yeah.
It goes off based on how much electricity is being conducted through it. And there's more electricity conducted through it, the tighter you hold it, because there's more skin is like pressed directly against it. Because like, you know, there's all the like folds and everything in your hand.
Right.
When I did it, the guy was like, so this would be able to tell me if you were telling the truth, if you were lying, if you were on drugs. And I was like, but I'm not on drugs. And he's like, see, you're telling the truth. And I was like, okay, well, I'm here under a false name and I was high as hell. You ready to recheck your wires here, bro?
I mean, you did trick him because you're never not on drugs.
That's fair. Like it's like that's my baseline. Yeah.
Which is why liars pass lie detection tests. Because their baseline is always lying.
Because they don't work.
Because it's fake.
He would eventually incorporate some aspects of Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard's teachings into his own religious ideology that he came up with. But he wasn't a Scientologist anymore. And I don't believe he ever believed it. I think it was just because Scientology, especially at the time, was really pushed as like a way of thinking, like a sort of like how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah. I was just thinking it's a self-help book. Like it's self-help that he's integrating into his like
also
life strategy.
I don't think I put it in here, but he took a course while he was at that super nice prison where they taught him everything. He signed up for a course that was literally them teaching you that book to like reintegrate you into society. But I'm like, for fucking Charles Manson to give him that book is like a fucking loaded
somebody
gun.
Who you have already had a psychologist say that this person is extremely antisocial. And you're going to teach him a book on how to manipulate people.
They rushed him to the front of the list for the course because they were like, he needs it more than anyone.
Oh my God.
They made this man.
Antisocial people don't have friends. So once we teach him how to manipulate people and make friends, he'll be cured. Yeah.
Less than a month after his 1967 release, Manson relocated from LA to Berkeley. Is that just another city in California?
Yeah.
Is it far?
Yeah, it's like Northern California. It's up closer to San Francisco.
Okay. Which is a move that should have violated his parole. But for the first time in his life, he decided to just call his parole officer and say, I really feel like leaving town and I'm going to. Is that okay? And they were like, oh, thank God you called us. We really did not want to have to hunt you down again. It is so much work.
Yeah.
So I just transferred his parole there. And they're like, somebody there will deal with you.
Oh my God. He literally just had to make a phone call this whole time and be like, hey, so I was thinking like, I'm really sick of like the heat and the smog. So I was really thinking about relocating. Like,
so he ends up in San Francisco where he meets Mary Brunner, a 23-year-old University of Wisconsin-Madison grad working as a library assistant at UC Berkeley. She's smart. She's employed. She's about to make some really bad choices. And I relate to her so hard. Minus the smart and employed part, I guess.
Well, you're a doctor. And you have a YouTube channel.
What more could anyone ever want? How could I not be smart?
You have an education and a career.
So Manson, who is surviving off of panhandling, moves in with her. Like she just takes him in. You know when people are like, oh, this is like
to do.
The cat distribution system whenever somebody finds a cat.
There's like the Manson distribution system. Yeah.
Like he will just be at your house and now he's yours.
Yeah.
This is when he starts to meet the girls, the Manson girls. Yeah. So Mary Brunner. Then he meets teen runaway Lynette Squeaky Fromm and convinces her to move in with them, which is like, this is not your house, sir. According to a secondhand account, Brunner was not thrilled about Manson bringing in more women, but he won friends and influenced people till he got what he wanted. And soon her place wasn't just like a crash pad for him. It was the cult's starter home, eventually housing 18 other women.
That's insane. How many rooms was this house?
This is not a big house.
Was this like a one bedroom?
I think it was a 2-bedroom.
Oh my God.
Because houses back then were like $15. And if you caught a balloon, you could get like $5 off.
That's right. That's right.
While he was recruiting people, he was obviously deliberately targeting people who were emotionally insecure or outcasts, outsiders.
Or teenage runaways. Yeah.
Yeah. People who were easy to manipulate, brainwash, and recruit for his growing entourage of like lost, wayward souls.
Cool.
Enter Roger Smith, a federal probation officer and criminology PhD researcher who now has Charles Manson as a client. He worked at the Haight-Ashbury Free Medical Clinic. Do you know this place?
No.
Like Haight-Ashbury?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay.
I've never heard of that before.
It gets mentioned like a lot throughout this. And I'm like, is this something everybody else knows and I've never heard of because I'm not American and I don't know how to read? But okay. And this quickly became Manson and Company's go-to wellness spot if your version of wellness includes government LSD. But Roger Smith and clinic founder David Smith, no relation, were funded by the NIH and allegedly the CIA to study how drugs like LSD and meth were affecting the counterculture scene.
Okay.
But like, I don't know how much I believe that necessarily. Like, people think that he was part of MK Ultra. I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
There's so much. Again, the first book about Manson, Helter Skelter, did not really get into that. And we'll get into what his theory, like the writer of that, who was the prosecutor on Manson's final trials, he wrote the book and he has his own theories. And the second book I read that was like her like calling out him has like a completely different theory, was that like, and a lot of it involved like government experimentation through MK Ultra. And that feels, I don't know, it just feels a little conspiratorial to me, but like also it's the CIA. They were extremely conspiratorial at the time and they were doing all sorts of crazy shit.
Doing a lot of experiments with LSD at the time specifically.
So like, so I don't disbelieve that those experiments were happening. I'm just not willing to go on the record 100% and say I've looked into enough to say that they were happening to Manson.
Right.
We do know that he was getting LSD from this clinic and that David Smith was involved though. So like there is a connection to the CIA there regardless. The medical clinic's patients were basically walking science experiments, and Manson is bringing his like harem of like his growing harem of female followers there frequently. And this is turning the like little commune that they have not just into like a weird hippie thing, but with Manson at the helm, with all of his like Scientology knowledge and his like bonkers beliefs, like everything's starting to form right now into what would eventually become the Manson family. This sex and control filled new commune, high off their asses on LSD, would go on to become one of the most famous and violent cults in American history. I guess if you don't include like Christianity. But we'll get into that in the next episode of our 3-part series on Charles Manson.
This was a really good first episode.
Yeah, the rest are bad.
Okay.
No,
stay tuned for that pile of shit.
This one was a little more fun. They get less and less fun as they go on because it gets a lot.
The crimes are going to get worse.
Yeah. A little darker, a little sicker, a little more racist. Okay. But we'll get into that next time. I'm Dr. Kaylin Conrad. You can find me on Blue Sky at Kaylin and on Twitter and Insta and YouTube as at Kaylin Conrad. And that's where you can find my main YouTube channel where I do video essays, investigate fringe groups, talk politics, drag corpses of hilariously bad movies.
You can find me, I'm Hoots, by the way. You can find me on Twitter at Punished Hoots. You can find me on Blue Sky as Hoots. And you can also find my video essays on youtube.com that are kind of about all kinds of things, whatever I'm like hyper focused on at the moment. I just released a travel log about visiting Finland and Estonia.
If you want to suggest someone else for us to cover, you can do that over on our Patreon. You get access to our suggestion cemetery where you can submit a name, as well as a key to the morgue, where we debrief after every episode in our autopsy report minisodes. There's actually going to only be one for Charles Manson.
For the 3.
For the 3-parter, because we're not breaking down each episode, but we're going to be listening to his music. And reacting to it.
That's a fun thing to tease. That's a fun thing to tease.
So that's going to be fun. But we're going to do that on a different day. And since you're coming down here in like 6 weeks, I thought maybe we'd record it while we were together and drinking.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's only going to be one for the 3-parters,
but it'll be a long one.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube, where obviously we have full video episodes, well, I guess it's not obvious. You might be listening to this on Spotify and have never bothered to come over to the YouTube channel, but our faces are here and they're animated. Like our faces move. We're not cartoons.
Sometimes you want to see these jaws drop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you're coming over to YouTube, give us a little subscribe, turn on the bell. You get notified every week when there's a new episode. But if you're on like Spotify or something, give us a sweet little 5-star review. And thanks to Davi Armanino for editing this episode. You can check out more of their work at daviarmanino.com.
We love you, Davi. And we love you,
Thank
our
you.
viewers.
Or listeners.
Or listeners.